couple notes on sarcasm. Um, it's very easy in this world right now with a lot of, I mean, it's always been true when there are bad things happening everywhere, and you can see that there are people with bad intentions in the world, and you can see that things aren't going well, and you can see that people are being mindless or inconsiderate, and stuff is going badly left and right. It's very easy to get very cynical and to adopt a sarcastic uh, way of speaking about the world and to other people. Um, it's a defense mechanism. It's kind of a version of gallows humor. It's gallows humor is so important for so many people. Um, there are people who deal in blood and guts every day um, for the betterment of people. People that work in hospitals, people that work uh, in ambulances, people that work on fire engines, people that uh, deal with mental health, people who uh, who have to clean up after horrible accident and injury scenes, murder scenes. Um, there are people all over this world in all kinds of functions all over this world who have to deal with very nasty, nasty parts of humanity, and um, and then go home to their families. And so, gallows humor and sarcasm are very important um, tools to help people cope with this stuff. It's an energy release. I've heard recently, I mean, I believe it, I'm sure you do too, that when you stub your toe and you swear, it actually helps a little bit if you swear, right? There are these outlets that we need in our life to soften blows that we take psychologically and physically. Um, we have we have methods that we use, and sarcasm is one of them. The difficulty is sometimes if sarcasm becomes your mode of being, if you can't turn out off that gallows humor when you come home from work. It's one thing when you're with your coworkers. It's another when you come home and you try it with your wife or your kids or your brother or sister who doesn't work in the same industry you do. That gallows humor and sarcasm, you've probably figured out by now, is inappropriate. So I would say for the general population, um, you've got something to learn here from a lot of people who have had to deal with honestly stuff that's much worse than you. The sarcasm is probably not serving you in your relationships with other people. Other people don't want to hear the sarcasm. They don't want to hear the gallows humor. They have enough trauma and crap in their lives. They don't want to hear it, which isn't to say that you can't be you. Isn't to say that you can't have an outlet and find an outlet. It's just to encourage you to selectively use that outlet. Social media might work great for you as an outlet for your sarcasm, but more likely than not, it's a toxic spiral that is just going to get you into all kinds of stupid arguments with strangers on the internet that you don't need in your life. They're strangely stressful considering there's not even a person sitting in front of you. It's a screen, which in turn is being sent to another screen, which is being sent to another person, and you're talking to each other through this garbled mess of nonsense in text-based communication, and it's not doing you well. It just doesn't work very well. So I would encourage clear communication, especially in written form with other people. I've run afoul on this many times, and I just encourage you not to do that to yourself, to try to be clear and concise. It's very tempting to just use all these shortcuts and emojis and this and that and the other thing, and the other person is often left with, well, what's that mean? And oh, is that an attack against me? Or they assume that it's an attack against them, and then you're on to something else. I would encourage you to use real words with real people for real relationships. Thanks.